Sup coppers, I'm Sez-J and I just wanted to do a quick video for you guys. Some of you may or may not be aware that a very close friend of mine, Zen from Zenvious Plays, is having his birthday today. Yes, it is Zen's birthday today, 23rd of November. Because it is his birthday, I decided that I was going to do a special birthday video for him. And I have entitled this video 10 Awesome Characteristics That Make Zen an Amazing Real Life Friend. So these are my top 10 characteristics. There are more characteristics that make Zen awesome, but these are my top 10. So number 10 is that he is funny. He is hilarious. Zen very often knows just the right way and the right time to make a joke to lighten the mood and get some productivity happening. He's very, very good at making sure that he does so in a way that isn't insensitive or that kind of thing, but it's always in a way that lightens the mood or adds to the fun that's already there, which is really, really awesome. So yeah, Zen is funny. He's a real comedian. Number of inside jokes we have are hilarious. Like, oh my goodness. Half the time, one of us only has to say one word and we're both in laughter. Like, and it's jokes that Zen has made at a previous time. But it's really, really funny. Number 9. Where was I up to? Number 9. He's patient. He's very patient. He's patient. He's been very patient with all the crap that I've been dealing with for the last 18 months. He's been amazingly patient. So myself and Zen have been friends for about 18 months now. And through most of that time, I've been dealing with one drama or another. Whether it's to do with my personal life, actually most of it's to do with my personal life, or whether it's to do with like other aspects of my personal life. But yeah, basically Zen has put up with a lot of crap and he's been very patient with my crap. Even my crazy mood swings that I get from time to time that literally drive everybody insane, he's been very, very patient with that. And number 8, number 8, he is reliable. If he says he's going to do something, he will do it. He may not always manage to do it on time, but if he's running late, he will usually let people know. I mean, there's a couple of times when he hasn't been able to let people know because he's just really not been well or has been dealing with his own personal issues. But he is very reliable. I'd say reliable to the point where it's 99.99% of the time that he's reliable, and it's the 0.1% of the time or 0.01% of the time that he's unreliable, which for most people that's pretty good. So he's very, very reliable. Number 7, he is above reproach. He is a person with a very high level of integrity. There is never any malicious intent behind what he says or what he does. If it's something that's going to benefit him, it will always benefit the other person as well, at the same level or even more than it will benefit him. He's one of those people who he doesn't use people like ladders, or he doesn't use people like ladders. He doesn't use people to get where he wants to go. He doesn't climb on top of people and burn bridges. In fact, I have only seen him burn bridges twice in the time I've been friends with him. And the only reason he burnt those bridges is because that person was becoming emotionally damaging for him. So he's definitely above reproach. Number 6, he is good for accountability. He makes sure that if you have said that you want to stick to something, he makes sure that he helps you stick to that. So about 4 months ago, I decided to go paleo, and he's been very, very good at helping me stick to that. I mean, there's been times when we have the odd cheat day and I have curry with rice, but that's better than what my old cheat days used to be, which is 5 Big Macs and a hash brown. So, you know, he's very, very good at keeping people accountable for what they say they want their lifestyle to be, or what they say they want to do. He's even, you know, messaged me a couple times and gone, "Oh, haven't seen a video on YouTube for a while." So yeah, he's pretty awesome like that. Which is really, really, like, it's just amazing to have someone like that in my life as a friend. I haven't had that for a very, very long time, which is a good thing, that he can, like, that he does that for me, and I'm glad that I'm able to do the same thing for him. And that takes me to my next point, which is number 5, he is very compassionate. So not only is he good for accountability, but he's compassionate when you don't fulfill what you wanted to do for whatever reason. He's very compassionate with that, and he makes sure that he's not he makes sure that he's not going to say something that's going to make you feel even more insecure about it, or make you feel worse about when you do fail, because humans do fail at times, but the only real failure is giving up. So, you know, we all have those moments where we stuff up, or we you know, put our foot in it, or, you know, whatever. And he's very compassionate about that. He deals with it because it needs to be dealt with, or he addresses it because it needs to be addressed, but he does it in a way that doesn't hurt people, unless they're complete narcissists. And he does it in a way that the other person hears what he's saying and has a choice to use that either for personal development or decide to end the friendship with him. That's their choice. We actually had a little bit of an issue in our friendship recently, where I decided to become, well, I didn't decide, not consciously anyway, but basically I started acting very selfish and manipulative. I was supposed to go over and help him out with some stuff, and instead of helping him out, I just made the whole time we were together like a major unloading session for myself, and was basically treating Zen like my personal counsellor. And because of that, none of what we had committed to get done got done. And he pulled me up on it, and he said, "Look, dude, you know, we're friends, and you've been treating me like your doormat. Like, what's going on here? Like, this is not okay, and I'm not okay with it. What's actually going on here? You know, I care about you, and I know this isn't what you're like all the time." And so, you know, we ended up talking for a very long time about it, and it was actually a good conversation, because it actually made me realise that I was heading in a direction with myself that I didn't want to go. So it was actually really, really good that we had that conversation. But it was because of the compassion that he had behind what he was saying that I actually was able to take that information on board rather than just shutting him out and being like, oh, shut up, you just, whatever. And, you know, because of that, it was really, really good to have that conversation. Number 4, he is extremely intelligent, insanely intelligent. Like, I'm not a stupid person. In fact, I wouldn't even say I'm averagely smart. I'd say I'm slightly smarter than average. And so, you know, sometimes I have to dumb myself down a little bit around certain people, purely just because I don't want to make them feel stupid. And sometimes I do that when I act like myself around certain people. But Zen is one of those few people in my life where I get to actually be myself, and I get to actually be at my usual intelligence level. And it's actually really, really good for me, because there are actually occasions where Zen makes me feel vapid. I'm sorry, Zen. I had to say that. I had to say that to everyone. Sometimes, dude, you make me feel vapid. In a good way. So, you know, there's times when I actually do feel vapid around Zen, because he is so insanely intelligent. The number of times he just starts talking about something and I'm like, I thought I knew about this, but dude, seriously, you make me feel stupid. I feel stupid. So, you know, yeah, he's insanely intelligent. And number 3, so now we're going to round out the top 3. Number 3, he's genuine. He is real. He is exactly who you think he is. What you see is what you get when it comes to Zen. He isn't some, like, he doesn't put on some fake facade of, you know, I'm a thespian and I talk funny, and he's just himself. And, you know, that's one thing I like, is because he's himself, and because he's like, you take me or you leave me as I am. You know where you stand with him. He doesn't have to pretend to be anything to have friends, which makes him, you know, it makes him a real person. And, you know, in today's society, it's really hard to find real people, because quite often, especially with social media, you'll get like a message from someone saying, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while, how you going? And then you'll go to answer them and they're like, oh, okay. And then you don't hear from them for another 6 months. Like, Zen's not like that. If he hasn't heard from you in a while and he like messages you, he's like, hey, dude, haven't heard from you in a while. Actually, he doesn't say dude. I say dude. But he's like, hey, haven't heard from you in a while. Just wanted to check to see how you're going. You know, it's genuine. He actually genuinely cares. And he will sit there and talk to you for an hour because he knows you need to, for whatever reason. And that brings me to number 2. His Vulcan logic. Believe it or not, Zen has Vulcan logic to the point where when you're thinking irrationally and emotionally, he can make you think logically. It's very, very awesome to have that quality. It comes in very handy when I'm having a bad day. I know Zen has touched on mental health on his channel a couple of times. So, you know, I have my bad mental health days as well, and knowing that he understands where I'm coming from, but knowing he can also speak logic into that situation and help me to see reason, rather than just basing everything off of my moods and the instability of brain chemistry that I'm dealing with at that particular moment in time. It really does help. He's really, really good at that, and he does it in a way that he uses all the coping mechanisms I already know but forget to implement, in a way where, you know, it brings me back to reality rather than the messed up craziness that is mental health. And I don't mean craziness like crazy, because you're not necessarily crazy if you've got problems with your mental health. You're just sick, like everybody else who has any other type of health issue, like diabetes or whatever. But, you know, it does make you feel crazy. And, you know, just to be told what you are feeling is valid, given what is going on in your brain. But here, I'm just going to remind you of these strategies which can help you to combat that and better improve your mental health, which is amazing. It's absolutely amazing that he does that. And my number one characteristic that makes Zen an awesome real-life friend is generosity. Zen is amazingly generous. I don't know how many of you have seen all of my videos or even know the whole story behind how I'm even managing to record what I'm recording at this very moment in time. But Zen actually gave me one of his old laptops. It was on the proviso I would pay him for it. He has now since changed that and said, look, you can just have it as like a combined birthday Christmas present, seeing as your birthday and Christmas are so close together, and don't worry about paying me. So that has been really, really awesome. He has done a lot for me, both emotionally and with, you know, practical things as well. And, you know, he is just amazingly generous. And I honestly am so grateful for your generosity, Zen. You have done a lot to improve my life in the last 18 months, and I look forward to seeing what happens next year with your channel and with my channel and, you know, all those really awesome things. So yeah, thanks Zen for just being an amazing friend, and happy birthday. And to everybody else, please like and share this video. Go over to Zen's channel, give him a like for his channel, or subscribe. He's got some pretty awesome Let's Plays on his channel. There's a lot of really amazing effort he puts into them. So yeah, if you guys could do one thing for Zen for his birthday, that would be subscribe to his channel. Have a look at some of his vids. If you like them, like them. And, you know, just show him how much love there is out there in the YouTube universe. Okay, that's all from me for today. See you next time.